to my party. We're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare.
Good morning, everybody. It looks like all of the lights are green so far. And get a fly-by-fire from you guys. We can get this started. First and foremost, happy Friday. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy Friday. Let's see here. Something I'm going to start doing from there we go. Look at that. We got ourselves a little bit of chat going on there. I got to clean this up. It's a little dirty looking. Let's see. Quick prepstock.net. No. We're not doing prep stock today. We're going to do the start to the LP's tactical and non-tactical mystery box giveaway, which will have this inside of it. It is full of gear. It's full of stuff for survival and preparedness and all that good stuff. It's actually got more stuff in it than the last box. But I'm not going to tell you what's in there because when I make the video, you guys will have to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to vote on mystery or something like that. We'll come up with something interesting. But we came up with it last night during the members only live feed. If you're interested in those kind of things, yeah, you might want to find more on your phone and then scroll down to join and then kind of pick some options. So that is out there in the sphere. Also, we were the members were playing with the ability to gift, to super chat and gift memberships to people that don't have memberships, and apparently it's completely random. Yes, it was a pretty interesting night. You guys kind of missed out if you don't have a little color code next to your names. And that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and check this out. Looks like we have, is something wrong with Rumble? Let me push a button over here. Something's not right. Something's not right with the Rumbles. All right, there we go. We're going to pop that chat out right there and reset that bad boy right over here on one of my two screens. That never seems to be enough. But yeah, two people watching on Rumble. That's kind of weird. It's really kind of weird. Okay, so clearly Rumble's not winning today. It's 20-2. Gonna drink a little coffee. And let's see. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Rose first. Cindy Hoff. Number 2. Catitude. You are deterred. And let's see, we've got Debbie's in the house. We've got JB the 25th. Apparently JB's got a case of the fat fingers this morning. I don't know what he's doing with those things, but it is what it is. Let's see here. No dangling chads. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. We got Bradley Collins is now. Bob Pita, Light Raider. Gibbsby's over here, and Ian has showed up. Ian talked to your mom yesterday. She's got those donuts all set up. You got to make sure that you let them thaw out like I don't know, like the night before prep stock on Saturday. So looks like we got Rose in the house. Let's see here. Sydney Hoffman says 5x5. Good morning. Preston showed up. Preston, were you the one that they gave the free membership to, or did you get your own? I cannot remember. Cindy Hoff, thank you very much. I keep wanting to say Hoffman because I used to have a good friend of mine, Bradley Hoffman. He was a corporal when I was a Lance Corporal, and he actually got his degree, his bachelor's degree in criminal justice while he was on active duty in 4 years. The only guy that I ever saw do it in the infantry and deployed. And his goal was to go off and be an FBI agent. I don't know if that ever happened because a lot of people, when they leave the Marine Corps, they just don't keep in touch. But let's see here. And it was funny too because I got somebody up here. Preston, there we go. Yeah, Preston. Yes, I got gifted. Okay, perfect. I wanted to make sure I could cross my I's and dot my T's. And also, better hard to hit your lives. I got you. Well, also, I wanted to do a soft mention for so no, that's not it. let's see. We were trying to figure out a way to like give memberships away to specific people because we're trying, or not specific organizations that follow the channel, because we wanted to have more preppers out west, within this group. That we don't really have a lot past Kansas, I think. But let's see, Washington from the People's Republic of Michigan. Let's see here. And yes, Cindy, appreciate the $2. Let's see here. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Now, Preston, here's the thing, man. It's kind of like we got you, man. After 1 month, it disappears. So you might want to look into maintaining those things. And Preston, if you haven't had a chance to look at all of the other videos that only the members get to look at, yeah. All right. So before somebody on the what is it, the rewatch crew or something like that yells at me in the chat for spending too much time saying hi to people. Let's see here from Ellen from North California. I hope things are well for you, Ellen, because the way the world views California, it doesn't look good for you people. You move. Anywho, let's see here. Oh, we've got a big chat here from Big Prepper. North Carolina election for governor was just derailed by messages in a dirty site chat board posted in 2011 that conveniently came out before the election. I don't know that that doesn't sound like it's going to mean anything, Big Prepper. It doesn't mean anything. Have they started early voting in North Carolina? I got to look into that. I think today they started early voting in Virginia. That was from Cool Coat, luck of the draw. So congrats. Yes, it's completely random. So if I go and I buy like 5 memberships and I just hit the button, boom, it's just going to randomly give 5 memberships to people. But I've also read that it's not random. It's actually people who like participate, who like in the chat. It's like, hey, that guy actually participates. Boop. So I kind of like it. I have not even seen Cool Colt in the chat yet this morning, but Preston, we will make sure that your message is relayed to him. Yeah, Mark Robinson, they called him a black blob. Yeah, I saw that video this morning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Mark Robinson is going to be the next governor of the state of North Carolina. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the one who came out. He started off as just giving a speech during a town hall, or he basically just went up and got his 2 minutes in front of the board of whatever, right? And he destroyed them because they were coming after the Second Amendment, and he destroyed them. And people really got behind this guy. And so he's the lieutenant governor right now. So they can say all this, they can use that N-word all day long. But for the last so many years, he's been doing really good things, and the people of North Carolina have seen it. This is, unfortunately, the left is the what I call flailing cockroach syndrome. It's, you ever like you turn the lights on and the cockroach scatter. And there's always like 1 or 2 that are laying on their back, just kicking. They can't do anything because of the shapes of their bodies. They can't flip themselves over. So they're just like kicking and flailing in the wind. That's what this stuff is all about. Let's see here. I think it's illegitimate, but the GOP wants him to stand down. Yeah, no, that's not happening. He's not going to stand down. Ellen says, another better than the central or southern north of, I'm sure there's good parts in every state. Okay, so once again, I don't want to get yelled out for the I watched this after crew. It took too long, even though I actually put like a thing down in the bottom that says, hey, the content actually started here. Okay, so I got this up there. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but it's been difficult to put it in a correct format that would be acceptable by the YouTube algorithm and the people, my YouTube handler, which I love. I had to put it into a certain perspective so that people understand that this is all about preparedness. And when we talk about preparedness, what we're really talking about is safety. And so, as As America approaches the 2024 election, it is essential to ensure that our democratic process remains peaceful and secure. Protecting the integrity of our elections and preventing political violence is a goal we can all unite behind, regardless of party. However, achieving this requires addressing key issues, the motive, the means, and the opportunity for unrest. Now, government, private sector leaders, law enforcement, and civil society must work together to preserve a fair and secure election process that there it is. Drake. That respects our constitutional rights. Now, when we talk about motive, we have to talk about reducing motive, basically giving people a reason to storm the Capitol, which is, the last thing anybody wants to see. But frankly, if people continue down this path, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. They'll put the fences up, they'll rip the fences down, and it'll be all over CNN. And it'll be like, we told you so. They're all crazy, But it looks like, before I go any further, looks like the people who actually show up in Rumble and actually participate: Andy Pearson, first, Laser, number 2. And as usual on Rumble, we'll be looking for the turd. Also, guys, on the poll side, what is the most important step to prevent election related violence in 2024? And currently 53% say ensure election transparency. Supporting law enforcement efforts is 21%, and 16% is promote civil/respectful dialogue. I am huge on civil/respectful dialogue, and reducing spread of misinformation, because whether we like it or not, even though it's a catchphrase that the left loves, it does exist. There are deep fakes, and we just need to be cautious of it's there. West Virginia Pappy, sup? You are deterred. Okay, let's see here. Oh my God, we've got the chat going already, which is fine with me. Let's go ahead and check this out. Another better than this. Okay, we've got that. Let's see. Ellen says, I love how you recognize the folks who are present. Yes, I do. That is one of my big things. I'm huge on community. The militarist. Let's see here. Get some reforms going. Yeah, if we could get, the thing is, man, if we could just get our damn our officials to one, act lawfully, and two, follow the laws that they have made. I'm going to see if I can adjust this chat real quick, guys. I don't know if this is actually going to work. It is getting, it's kind of okay. I don't like it. I gotta, it's weird. I gotta figure this thing out. But anyway, let's see here. Bradley says, is it me, or have the media and election feel like a lottery? Is it me, or have they made the election feel like a lottery? This is what the left is attempting to do. Like everyone only has one or two numbers and they throw a fit when they lose. Yeah, well, I mean, that's something, man. That is something right there. Preston says, smash the like button, guys. If you could do that, I would appreciate it. I can't really see how many there are the way I have the chat set up, but please do that. Do that. Let's see here. The militarist says, remember the Arab Spring back in 2011. Yeah, exactly. But so getting back on point. So reducing motive. Now, promoting voting methods that enhance convenience while preserving election integrity is necessary. Encouraging early voting, we got to talk about mail-in voting real quick. Mail-in voting is a problem. It's always going to be a problem, and mail-in voting needs to stop. Mail-in voting has been reserved for people that legitimately cannot get to the polls, like the military. Okay. And there's a few other categories, but they were all legitimate. But mail-in voting has to stop. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not needed. We have more than enough going on with early voting. All right, see. But these options must be carefully regulated to ensure that only eligible voters participate and that fraud is minimized. Now, states should focus on securing these procedures with voter ID requirements and robust signature verification systems, ensuring transparency in how ballots are collected and counted. This would help prevent any confusion or suspicion that leads to unrest. Yeah. Before we go any further, I want to remind people of the fact that the United Kingdom still uses paper ballots and they still do it all in one night, an entire country. Now, yes, we have states that are larger than their country, but you need to remember, well, it's actually not even, it's actually larger than that. What is it? UK, Ireland, Northern Ireland, or something like that. I know Ireland split like once. But they basically can do the entire organization, the entire setup, the entire country itself. The United Kingdom can do it all in one night on paper ballots. No mail-in voting, no electronics, no nothing. And somehow they can do it all in one night. Yeah. Let's see here. Conservative media outlets and election officials must play a vital role by pushing for transparency, factual reporting, and timely results. Speculative reporting that causes unnecessary panic should be avoided. But withholding vote tallies could undermine the transparency that the public demands. It is more important to provide accurate information as soon as it is available. Efforts like Vet the Vote, which introduce trusted figures such as veterans into the election process, can help reduce tensions and boost public confidence. These veterans bring a level of respect and trust that can help reassure voters, especially in rural or conservative communities, that the process is fair. Both parties must call for a return to core American values of patriotism, honesty, and respect of the law. Divisive rhetoric for political figures and activists undermines our democratic process. Civil society leaders, including religious figures and community organizers, have a critical role in promoting peace, unity, and respect for our Constitution. Governors, especially those in battleground states, should lead the way by participating in initiatives like Disagree Better campaigns, which foster civil debate without resorting to violence or chaos. One of the biggest threats to election security is the spread of misinformation, which is often given by social media. Federal, state, and local governments should focus on educating the public about the truth regarding election procedures. This includes combating false narratives and ensuring transparency. However, it's crucial that these efforts don't cross the line into government censorship. Social media companies should be encouraged to address blatant misinformation, but they must also respect free speech and avoid silencing valid concerns or conservative voices. Now, with that said, I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Everybody's saying hi to each other on the Rumbles, currently 13 in Rumble, 26 on the YouTubes. And I'm going to have to scroll the chat back a bit here. Let's see here. Oh, the dude showed up. Good to see you, bro. Left or right doesn't matter. Pay your debts, America. I got you. The military's, it's going to get ugly. It could very well get that way. Dry Creek says, you mentioned Ellie in there to keep elections are fair. This last election, things were seen, but without going too far into it, nothing was ever said about it, like out-of-state buses going to polls. Yes, absolutely true. Little Dry Creek Ranch. It's become so, I don't think divisive is the right word. the prevalence of gaming the game is out of control. 100% out of control. And every time we start to involve authority figures into our elections, it becomes very, very 1984-ish, if you know what I mean. And so law enforcement has to be very, very careful how they are part of the election process, because they can inject themselves unknowingly into the process and really piss off a group of people. No, I mean, law enforcement can't stop buses of people going to the polls. It's not their place. Simply because there's no law that says you can't bus people to the polls. So, with that said, good comment, Dry Creek. Good comment. Let's see here. America uses the same voting machines and systems as Venezuela. This is true. Pennsylvania is working on it with ID. I love it, the militarists. Bradley Collins says UK has 67 million people, where America has 33 million. I'm tracking with you. But they're only counting the votes of the voting age people in the UK, and they're the size of a state. So if the UK can do it with 67 million people, then any state can do it as well. And as we know, sooner or later, all of the votes get tallied up and put up on a national level. So it is still very, very doable. Those numbers are false, Bradley. Sorry, bro. I love you, man, but those numbers are false. Let's see here. Propaganda channels need to push transparency. Yes, I agree. Let's see. America has 400 million. The illegals vote too. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Where there's a lot of concern over this. What is it? The SMART Act, and it does what it won't do what it says it does, and it got shot down anyway. We should be expecting a new CR for the budget in the next few days. It'll probably happen this weekend. Where everybody else is drinking beer and getting stupid, and we saved the government, yay! There's a concern that these illegal aliens are being given driver's licenses that don't know how to drive. I'm more concerned about that than the other thing. And then they're actually, because of the state protocols, they're asking them if they want to register to vote. Because what is it? Damn it, somebody put it in the chat that it's like the driver to vote or vote to drive or something like that. Initiative that they pushed several years ago, and now it's in the states, and so that's the thing they do, because the systems are connected now. They're either connected or they have a portal that they're using to register people to vote. And so if they're registering them to vote, then that means that they'll be voting. I also think that it's slightly foolish to believe that simply because they came here because of, basically Biden's a moron and left the borders open and said, yeah, no, the borders are closed. Come on, guys. I think that a lot of these people do have, specifically from South America, do have conservative values. Things might work out the way we want them to. We just don't like the idea of people, stepping on our necks to get the things that we can't even give our own kids. So, all right, let's see here. LaRose says, don't understand the issue over state IDs. If you have a driver's license, okay. If not, get a state ID. If you fly, need it. What happened to our voter registration cards? Voter registration cards are still sent to people when they register to vote. It's just that people don't keep them. They don't keep them. Let's see here. Social media looks good. It's the misinformation or our propaganda news mainstream channels. You all remember the jab. Yes, exactly. Let's see here. See a video saying endorses left, so you still trust a mail-in ballot? No, West Virginia Pappy. Listen, mail-in ballots. I think you came in too late, bro. We addressed that right off the bat. Mail-in ballots are no bueno. Let's see here. Vote, matter what the court vote, Justice Stalin. I got you. Hey, Cut. Good to see you, bro. DMZ, the border with Mexico. We tried to do that with the wall, but it is what it is. Well, Bradley says, what's false about population? We have 4 times the amount of people. And as far as vote age, it would most likely be same percentage for those number. Not arguing it can't be done. Just population. I gotcha. I was arguing that it can't. Bradley, I thought you were taking the position that it couldn't be done because there were so many Americans versus people in the UK. Now I know. Let's see here. It's bad here at the militarists. We got Cindy. Cindy, I live in such a small town that we don't have issues, just election officials going to nursing homes to get votes. And in my state, only county auditor is allowed to do that. Interesting. But when there's a will, there's a way. I'm telling you. It's all about gaming the game with these people. What's next? Register to vote at Walmart self-checkout. Maybe. It literally is one of our most protected rights. So it should be difficult to get through the door. It shouldn't be something as simple as swipe right if you're an American, swipe right if you believe this, swipe right if you agree to all terms. Now you're a voter. It should not be that easy. Bradley's got to run away, man. He's always in these damn meetings. Let's see here. And Bradley, thank you for that $1.99 super sticker. Appreciate you, Broseph. Appreciate you. Every dollar counts. By the way, guys, I've determined that I need a new computer to move up to 4K streaming. If you guys haven't noticed, my stream from time to time looks really, really bad. It could look so much better. And 4K has been out for quite a while, and I think it's time for me to move up to create better content for you guys. But it's going to cost me almost $3,000. So every time you guys throw me $1.99, it all goes in the pile, and it's appreciated. Let's see here. Big Prepper says off topic. Hold on a second here. Boom. Off topic. Multiple white nationalist movements have started. They have their own private website and host spaces on X to talk about ideas and organizations for the movement into politics. Yeah, yes, Big Prepper, that has happened. The problem is that it won't take hold. And it won't take hold because we are, in the 70s and 80s, they started to push towards multiculturalism. In the 90s, it pretty much stuck. Now we're in the 2000s, and multiculturalism is something. It's like hey, man, I love Thai food. I love Mexican food. Multiculturalism is everywhere, and it's not just in our diets. The trick is to making sure that with multiculturalism is that that the people coming to our country remember that they are Americans now. That's their focus. They are Americans now. And where I'm going with this is pretty simple. In America, or in the world, on the globe, this big blue ball that floats out there in the middle of nothing, everybody knows that any supremacy group always leads to the wrong things, and nobody wants to be involved in it. Nobody wants to be, I'm so tired. I was watching an episode of what was it? Boston Legal, where they had these 2 little girls. They were twins, and they were singing beautifully. And then they started singing about how good it is to be white and all these great things. And it was like, there are people out there that are like, well, what about White Pride Month? I mean, we got Black Pride Month. We got we're in the middle of, I think, Hispanic Month right now, or something like that. Well, what about us? That's the mentality that we have to move away from. If you haven't looked around, guys, things are changing, and we knew things were going to change. And it's not a matter of just accepting your fate or inevitability. Okay. But you have to realize that the world will constantly change. The trick is to not be stuck in, I don't like change, but to be moving forward with change can be good as long as it's not stupid. So and white supremacy organizations are stupid. All right, let's see. We're going to take that off there. Let's see. Let's see here. Blaine, good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Oh, Brad's back. Brad came back. One last thing. Can't believe they haven't tried to put it in on our phones. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like somebody's trying to take control of your life. Rose, 62-year-old in Springfield, admitted to not ever voting, but May this year. Hope she does. Nice. Ernest says most of those groups are full of feds. Yeah, I know, right? It's almost like you can't even buy a pair of khaki pants anymore. Grumpy showed up. What's going on, Broseph? Let's see here. One person's stupid, it is another one's brilliance. Case in point, the modern liberal movement. Cha-ching! I think it would be a great idea to become a giant nanny state. Ha ha! All right, let's see here. I actually have a comment here. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy says, if the left thinks we don't need voter ID, then I don't need IDs for firearm purchases. Fair enough. Let's see here. And going back to ballots, Andy Pearson says chain of custody of the ballots should matter, but as we've seen, it doesn't. Let's see here. Jordan's, I love it, Jordan. Let them eat cake. I got you. Okay, so now we need to take a sip of coffee, and we need to move on to the second of three things. And the second thing is reducing means. All right, so to protect the election process, law enforcement must be fully supported. Local police, state authorities, and federal agencies need the resources and coordinations to handle potential unrest before, during, and after the election, because let's face it, things might get bad. Now, I honestly think that if they do get bad, then the police are going to be like, we tried this last time. It did not work. This requires enhanced intelligence sharing between agencies, but also keeping local control and ensuring the federal involvement doesn't lead to overreach or infringe on states' rights. Lessons from J6 must be applied in a measured way, avoiding the politicization of that event, which is basically what the left did for 4 years. Law enforcement and the National Guard should be prepared, but must not be used in a way that creates the image of heavy-handed government. We need balanced preparation that respects law and order without infringing on the rights of peaceful protesters or intimidating voters. Political leaders and pundits for both sides must be careful about how they present J6 and other political incidents. Glorifying violence on any side is wrong. Conservatives and liberals alike should promote peaceful discourse and emphasize the importance of engaging in our democratic process through lawful means. We are a country of the rule of law. Let's see here. We need a local prepper. Good idea, Fairy t-shirt for prep stock. The good idea, Fairy. Let's see here. Ian says, Grumpy. Ian says, I'll buy one. That's funny. That's funny. Rose says, but Jordan, how many really understand the context if that I'm gonna say in that statement, had to explain to sister and she walked away. Yeah, sometimes people just don't. Sometimes, I think that I had the opportunity, like I was telling, I think I've told you guys in the past, I'm part of a organization that is focused on just having conversations about and having civil discourse. We can have a vehement argument about something and disagree on it wholly. But then at the end of the day, we still talk about our kids. We still have a beer. We still hang out. We just have different political ideologies. I had the opportunity to say something to some kids that were inside one of these gatherings, and it kind of got like, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to seem like I was the white guy talking to the black kids. And so I kept my mouth shut. And in hindsight, it may have done some good if I said it. But what I wanted to tell them, and I'll tell you now, is that people have stopped with the advent of this and memes and snarkiness and foolishness and diversity. right, and division have stopped listening for understanding and only listen to respond. I think it's a serious problem that we have. I think it's difficult to have conversations with people about serious things because their brains are so tuned to listen to respond instead of listening for understanding. So, let's see here. Grumpy's making predictions. What do we got here? I'm gonna put you up on screen. Grumpy, prediction one. Prediction: 1 year from now, the government will have used any post-election violence to seize more power, a la the Patriot Act, all in the name of security. Yeah, that sounds like officer safety to me, man. Let's see. West Virginia Pappy. We need to go back to agree to disagree respectfully. True. Let's see. Cindy says, agree to disagree. It's a good thing to do with politics and religion. Yeah, my father always told me, the quickest way to end a friendship is to talk about politics or religion. And I've kind of used that as a staple to all of my conversations with people that I'm just meeting, that I'm just learning about, and I've even got to the point where, like, I'll start talking to somebody new, and unfortunately, they're on the left, but they're like, so what do you think about? So what like? So what are your like? What are your political leanings? And I was like, and I literally will tell them, listen, I've known you for 5 seconds. Why would I talk to you about that? Why don't we talk about something that's more positive? Politics is so bread and circus these days, and that can change the conversation, one way or the other. But let's see. Gibbsby. Oh, Hey, Gibbsby, good to see you, lady. 100% people hear but don't actually listen. Yes. Let's see here. What are you guys talking about? Andy says, but not carrot cake. That's mine. All right, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and roll on to the third main point, which is removing opportunity. Now, maintaining peace on election day and in the days following should be a priority, but the response must be proportionate. While law enforcement may need to intervene in extreme situations, over policing or bringing in military forces should be a last resort. Local law enforcement, supported by the community, is better positioned to maintain order without escalating tensions. It is essential that security measures do not suppress voter turnout. Conservatives believe in making voting secure but accessible to all legal voters. Law enforcement and election officials must strike the right balance, ensuring voter safety while making it clear that voter intimidation or suppression will not be tolerated. Now, we've got some other recommendations, so we're going to go over those pretty quickly. And promoting election integrity isn't just about securing the 2024 election. It's about building a culture of respect for democracy and the rule of law. Civics, which doesn't seem to be getting taught anymore, civics education should play a central role in this. Our schools must reintroduce strong civics criteria that teach students about the Constitution, their civic responsibilities, and the importance of voting. Teaching future voters to distinguish between fact and fiction is important, but so is educating them about the importance of free speech and healthy political debate. Programs that emphasize critical thinking and responsible engagement can help prevent future unrest, but they must not stray into ideological indoctrination. States and localities should consider bipartisan commissions to review election security and assess threats for extremists on both sides. Such commissions involving community leaders, law enforcement, and politicians can help identify local risks and address them without turning to heavy-handed government solutions. All right, so going to the chat, I guess I was saying some stuff that got you guys off guard or whatever. And no one's posted anything in the chat. So let's go ahead and break it. Let's go ahead. If you love, it's that time in the stream where you tell me you love America. If you love your country, put a 1 in the chat. America. And now I'm going to drink some coffee while you do that. I'm going to watch the chat go. I'm going to click. I think I'm going to click on this like heart. So many hearts flying all over the place. Okay. And let's see here. But not character. West Virginia Pappy type 1 in Rumble. Like nobody's in Rumble. It's such a joke. Rumble's got 19 people and 2 people talking. It's hilarious. Okay, let's see here. It looks like you guys did a good job. All right. Cindy Hoff says, I honestly tell people that neither candidate is the perfect idea. I see negatives in each candidate. My female friend said, a man will never control my life. Me, I don't want a woman to either. I think that if that is your friend's focus, they're I hate to say it, but they're just a little mentally unstable because it's politics. And it's got nothing to do with someone or their sex controlling their lives. They're Americans. They get to control people's lives. I mean, this is the mindset of the mentally weak. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Okay. So getting down into the nitty gritty, preventing election related violence in 2024 is not just a matter of law enforcement, but of preserving the values that make America exceptional. Upholding election integrity, promoting free speech, and respecting our Constitution should be priorities for everyone. Conservatives believe that a peaceful election can be achieved by empowering local communities, strengthening law enforcement, and fostering a culture of patriotism and respect for our democratic process. Failure to act will threaten not just this election, but the future of democracy in America. Now is the time to protect our republic and ensure a peaceful transition of power, an essential hallmark of our nation. I guess the what we're talking about emphasizes election security, free speech, law enforcement, states' rights, and along with a strong emphasis on personal responsibility and constitutional values. It reframes several ideas to appeal to ideas while maintaining the core message of preventing election-related violence. So. All right, let's see here. That's all junk right there. What do we got here? This is junk. All right, so let's see here. I feel like, you know what I feel like right now? I feel like I feel like that teacher who's given the last class of the day on a Friday. Everybody's just like, this is really cool, but I want to go out the door. Everybody's like staring at the clock for the 3 o'clock buzzer. All right, let's see here. Yeah, let me see. What else? Okay, so I'm going to look into gifting some memberships myself. If you guys would like to do that, please do that. Please do that. It's really not that difficult. If you're on your phone, you have to scroll someplace and find it. If you're on PC, it is what it is. I honestly don't know how to do it on the phone, and I know most of you are on your phones. So do that. And then, obviously, if you want to become a member yourself and you are not, then enjoy the conversation. Enjoy the conversation. Oh, I see you're saying, no, I enjoyed the conversation. Right. Rose, thank you very much. But if you are not a member and you want to become one and support the channel and get in on all the stuff that is offered with that membership, then yeah, if you're on your phone, find the more button, slide on down to join, and you will see your options. Let's see. That's going to be about it. It's a Friday. Got to do some work today. Yeah, that's going to be about it, guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.